Hello, everybody. Welcome back. All right. So, as promised, not a coaster pour tonight. Tonight, I'm going to be doing my Keurig cup holder. So, I'm not exactly sure how much resin this takes, but I've mixed up a nice big cupful to start with. And also, what I started with just to speed it up a bit is I've used some of these temporary tattoos of the butterflies and went ahead and added some of those on. I'm going to be using those in conjunction um, with some flowers. So this is what the temporary tattoos look like. It came with a package of I don't know like 10 different sheets or something. I got them from Temu. So I added those first just because they were a little time consuming because you got to put them on, then you got to put a little damp cloth on them for a few minutes, not a few minutes, a few seconds, and then wipe them off. So went ahead and did that first. The other thing thought I might do is I thought I might use some of these shards. I think they're little. It's called decorative filler. I picked it up at Michael's. I don't know if it's like shard. It looks like little shards of glass. So I have it in blue and I have it in silver. So I thought I might use that as well with this, just in the rim of the holder. So I'm going to pour some resin in, and but I'm going to try to keep it. Might be a little difficult because I have such a big cup of resin. You know what? I might pour some of this into a smaller cup just to make it a bit easier to handle. So I'm just going to put this here, and I'm going to pour it in just like that. There. Okay. I'm using the Let's Resin 1-to-1 resin, which I do like. It does seem to be good for, so far I find, so pretty good for the bubbles, or being a little less bubbles. There's some in this I can see, but all right, so let's start here. And I'm just going to, I want to kind of keep it to, and I know it's not going to, it's kind of coming down the side of the cup. That's okay. I want to fill up the cavities first. So I'm going to pour some of that, see how far that goes. Just going to move over here. I'm not worried if it gets in the other areas. I mean, I'm going to be pouring it all anyways, but I just wanted to start so I could add the filler in. Oh, that's not pouring well at all. Right, all down the side of everything. Hey guys, sorry about that. I had a phone call come in and I couldn't stop because my resin's going to thicken up. So I went ahead and get started. I have to say, adding these darn little things is messy. I decided to do one in blue, one in silver, and then I'll do the last one in blue. So I'm just adding them. Then I'm going to do some cleanup. I don't care if they get mixed up a little bit. Can't really be slow with this or my resin's going to get too thick. So I'm doing my best to be neat, but this is probably maybe if I had a better type of spoon. But we're just going to go with the flow. Anything that gets on top of here, it doesn't matter. That's not going to have resin on it anyways. Keep hitting the phone with my little stick. Because this is the hole where the pods go through. So, won't be any resin there. Or if there is, it'll be trimmed off. Anything that does get in there. Okay, so I'm just going to fill these up. And then I'll get busy with the rest of it. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm going to finish this and then I will be back momentarily. Okay, guys, I'm back. I've pretty much got it cleaned up best I'm going to do. And now I'm just going to pour the rest of the resin in and then I'm going to add some flowers. So, just going to pour here and fill these up. Now I'm hoping that those stones don't float too much. I might have been better off doing a layer in the cavity and then finish filling it up, but we'll see. Hope for the best. Let's see how much resin we have. Okay, so that one's done. And actually, what I've decided to do, because I really don't think I'm going to have enough resin to do all of the, well, let's just do this one and we'll move on. So I'm going to do these two. Let's see what we get. Add our flowers in. Okay. And I have one more to go. Sorry, I have two more to go, but I only have enough resin for one more. So I would say that this mold probably takes, because I still have to do the top and bottom as well, at least 16 ounces. But I'll have to look at the package I got these cups in to see how many ounces are in one of these cups. I'm pretty sure it's more than 8. All right, so I have a selection of flowers kind of like this. I got them from Temu. Actually, guys, I'm going to put clean gloves on or else I'm going to have these flowers all over my hands. So I know this is no-no, but I'm actually going to work without gloves to do this because the gloves are going to impact. I'll make sure I'm not getting, I'm not touching the resin, and I'll put my gloves back on when I do anything that would require me to touch the resin. So now I just want to add some. Now this is the bottom, so I'm going to put the flowers facing down. Just have to get them off the packing sheet here. I'm just going to lay them in at the top for now, and then I'm going to use a popsicle stick to kind of push them down so I'm not getting a whole lot of resin on my tweezers. All right. You know, these flowers are not, I wouldn't say they're expensive, but I wouldn't call them cheap either when you buy them. Okay, what else? There's some really pretty ones in here, but I have to choose ones that are a little bit on the smaller side, depending where I'm putting them. Oh, this is getting so thick, guys. Let's just work these down into the resin without creating, hopefully, a lot of bubbles. All right. I think that is going to be it until I mix up some more resin for tomorrow. All right, I will see you then. Hey everybody. All right, so it's actually been a couple days. I was just busy with work and didn't have a chance to get back to this. So we're going to finish pouring the Keurig thing. I have a cup of resin mixed up. It's a little more bubbly than I wanted it. It's a little cooler out today, so I think my resin was a bit cooler. I did put it in some warm water in the separate cups, but so what I found with this mold is that it's not, even though my desk is level, I use a leveling board and I check the level. It still seemed to not, these are not level. So like this one is full up this end, but not at this end. So that made it a little bit more difficult. Whoops, I'm making a mess. All right, so we're going to get pouring here. Let me just clean up that resin I just spilled. Okay. I'm actually going to, I'll just pour from this cup. Hopefully, I find it a little difficult, but let's give it a shot. Okay, so I'm going to fill this up. I have the top and bottom to do as well. All right, so how is everybody doing today? It's a weekend, rainy day today here, a bit cool. You know what? I'm going to pour a thin layer and then add the flowers in and then top them. I'm not used to working with flowers a whole lot, so I'm kind of learning what's the best way. So I don't want to fill this quite yet. And I may have this propped up a little too high. Let me see what my level shows. Actually, that's pretty darn close. So yeah, this mold definitely is not level. So if you happen to have it, and I don't know if it makes, because there's different manufacturers that have this mold. I'm not sure if it makes a difference on the manufacturer or not. Like I've seen this on Temu at different price points. I've seen it range from like $20. I think it was actually $23. Down to like 15. So it does pay to keep your eyes open or shop around even on Temu, because you will see different price points, because I think different stores sell them, and you'll find some stores sell them for less than others. So I've learned to not just press add to cart with the first one that I find. I do scroll down. Sometimes if you're on the product that you want to see and you just actually scroll down, it will show you similar products and you may see the same thing for less money. So even right now, it seems to be, even though, and I do have it propped up, it still seems to be kind of moving that way a bit. So, all right, so let's get our flowers in, then we'll add our second layer, because I still have to do the top and bottom, and I don't want my resin to heat up too much. Sometimes I tend to work slowly, and I need to speed it up sometimes with these bigger items. So the flowers I'm using are from Temu. They are the dried flowers. So let's go ahead and get these added in. And then I'm going to pour my resin on top. I don't know how well you guys can see. Let me take a look. I have it over here because I'm going to be putting the top and bottom here, and I don't want to move this once I have all the resin in it. Would it help if I brought you in a bit? No. Okay, we'll just leave it as is. Okay. Whoops. Now this part here is the bottom, so I'm flipping the flowers over, same as I did on the other side. And when I'm done, I will clean my little tweezers off with some alcohol, because they If you don't, it will, it stays on there, it builds up. So let's go ahead and add one here. Let's add one of these pretty yellow ones. Isn't that nice? I'm going to add that one here. It's okay if it is not perfectly fit. At least it seemed fine on the other side. Okay, and let's add one of these right here. Working with these dried flowers they're very pretty. They're delicate though, so you do kind of have to take care. And I'm going to put that one there, because these are real dried flowers. Okay, so that's it for that. And I'm going to use this tool just to... Actually, I don't think I'll push them down a whole lot, because I'm going to finish filling this up with resin, so I'm just going to put the resin on top. So let's go ahead and do that. It is hard pouring from this large cup. Okay. There, see if we can get a nice stream going. Now, the one thing you'll find, because I already unmolded part of the other half, is that the tattoo, because I put the tattoo on just the silicone, I didn't put on a layer of resin, it's a little sticky when you first take it out, but once you let it sit for a day, it's fine. You don't need to put anything else on top of it, because it does dry up. So these kind of float, which is fine. You can still see them through. Just want to get them so that they're all covered by resin. And then we'll move on to the top and bottom piece. And I'll just have to babysit this a little bit, that my flowers don't drift off. They shouldn't. They don't really have a lot of space to drift off, but I'll, you know what? I want to put this big white one up here, so I'm going to trade these two. Whoop. I'm going to take that one. Let's hope I don't wreck the flower. Uh-oh. Straight out. I want to put that one there. There, that worked out. Let's put this one here. There. Okay. Just make sure they're covered by resin. Alright. And I'm actually going to pour a little bit more on this one because, again, full on this end. Still not quite full on this end, so I thought I might see if I can even it out a bit more. I don't think it's really going to impact the finished product, but I'm going to just add a very thin layer and let this even out. Let's see what happens. Oop, that might have been too much. Okay, so I'm going to let that kind of move around for a bit on its own. I'm just going to take my lighter, get any bubbles out. Without lighting any flowers on fire. I did buy myself a little butane lighter torch, I guess you call it, but I wouldn't want to use it on this mold. I bought it more for my larger coaster. I think it would be okay for that, but this one's a little bit thin for that, and I would not want to wreck my mold. Okay, let's see how this is moving. All right, I'm going to finish smoothing that out and I'll get started with the top and bottom. Okay, so here's the top and bottom pieces. The difference between these two will be the top. This will be I'm going to actually use this for the bottom, but so for the bottom piece, what you're looking at will be what you see, and it will be the opposite on the top. It'll be flipped over like this. So you just got to keep that in mind when you're doing your flowers for this one. So I'm just going to make sure that these are level. I'm going to pour some resin in, and then I'm going to add my flowers, and then just let these dry. I actually didn't think I was going to have enough resin, and looks like I'll be fine. A little spritzy of alcohol. I'm going to do that over here too, because I want it to be nice and clear. All right, there. Okay, so let's add in some more flowers. So I want this one's going to be the bottom. So I'm going to put my flowers facing up. No, wait, am I doing that right? Oops. Yeah, because the piece is going to fit in the top. Make sure I'm doing this right. So the bottom is going to be flipped over. Okay, and then the top will be, okay, yeah. So the flowers on this one have to face up. Sorry, had to get that straight in my head. And so what you probably see the most on these is obviously the top. So I'm going to pick some real, oops, dropped it. And I dropped it again. Not the best with the tweezers. So anyways, I want to pick some really pretty flowers to put on the top to highlight those butterflies, and just because that's what you're going to be looking at probably the most. Okay, get a move on, Eileen. All right, so I wanted to put a little bit of greenery in here as well, so I'll do that. I'm actually going to bring that flower up and over. Okay. What else? Get one on the other side. Pretty little white one over here. And I think I'll put a nice little I think I might put that there. Okay. Now flip this one over. Get some flowers into the bottom piece. Might put 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to put some greenery in this one as well. I'm going to put that here. I'm just going to move that up a bit so the flowers, I want the flowers to be underneath because you're going to see it from the bottom. So I don't want the flowers to be on top. Okay, I'm just going to give this a little bit of a push down. Okay. Oh, I love this already, guys. I hope it looks as nice when it's finished. I would say this has been a time-consuming project, but It probably doesn't need to be. I don't move that quickly. I'm kind of slow. Do I want another one there, or does that look... I'm undecided if I want to put another flower here in between. Yeah, I like that. Okay. And I'm going to add another one here. But I want it to be underneath. I should put the greenery on last in this one. I didn't think. Wasn't thinking. Uh-oh, I just introduced bubbles. Okay, I need not do that. Okay. I think maybe a couple small ones to highlight the ones that are there. And then we're done. Okay, I think this would look nice by the butterfly. Okay, guys. Just going to finish pouring the resin in here. Add that there to cover that bit. Alright, I hope I didn't introduce too many bubbles here. Let's take a look. Is that a bubble? No, that's part of the leaf. Right, I don't want to start my flowers on fire. Okay, I'm just going to pour the rest of this resin. I want to be careful not to disturb my flowers too much. I will have to go back in and push them down. I'll pour some of this resin over top. Now where you see the feet here, that's the sides push up in there. So those don't get covered up. I cannot wait till tomorrow to unmold this pretty thing. Okay, so I think I have enough. It looks like I have enough in both of those, so I have a little bit of resin left over. I'll have to find something to put that in. It's hard to tell with this clear resin where you stand. Okay. All right, guys. We'll see you when this is dry. Hey, everybody. All right. So we're all dry and ready to unmold. I had already taken this piece out. This one was one that I'd done first a couple days ago. So you can see the tattoos and the flowers and the broken up, I don't know if it's glass, what it is, in there. There's not many bubbles at all. I'm actually quite impressed at how nice and clear this is. All right, so let's get the rest of these out and get it put together. And I'll have to go grab a couple of pods to put in here, see how well it works. Okay, so there's that one in the blue. I think I prefer the blue. The blue is actually quite pretty. Again, with the flowers, the butterflies. And then we're going to get the same thing. Just as a tip, guys, the easiest way to clean these up is just to get some scotch tape, or not scotch tape, painter's tape like this. And mostly all you have to do is take a piece of that, press it down on there, and it will start taking those pieces off for you. They'll stick to the piece, especially the little stuff like this. They'll come right off on that tape for you. So it might take a couple pieces, but it does come off. So that's how I'm going to clean those. Okay, so let's just get the rest of these out. Oh, I had a spill. Look at that. I must have had it propped up too much. I got a pretty big spill here. Thank goodness they're on silicone, but look at that piece. I'll have to set that aside for a project using leftover resin. Okay, so there's that one. Love the orange flower. That's pretty. And I think I mentioned before that, like right now, this sticker is a little bit sticky, but it will dry. If I, the first one that I showed you that has been unmolded for a couple days, this one here, there's no stickiness. They're flush. You can't even feel them when you're going putting your finger over top of them. So that's not a problem if you use a tattoo. Now these are still a little bit flexible. My room's been cool. It's been cool outside, and I leave my windows open to keep the room aired out. So these take a little bit longer to dry, to firm up when it's a little bit cooler. So these are still a little bit flexible. It's been about 24 hours though since I did them. So there's that one. Yeah, that one's definitely flexible. Probably I'll need to wait for that to fully cure. That one and well, this one's not. I wonder why this one's so flexible. The other one's not. Just that one is. Okay, let's take a look at the top and the bottom. Okay, so again, same, still a little flexible, but very pretty. Very pretty. And clear. So nice and clear. Let me show you that on a... You want to see it on the dark background? Let me show you one of these on the dark background as well. So you can see all that prettiness of those flowers in there. Okay. And so that's our top. This is our bottom. I am so happy with how clear these came out. Okay, so there's our bottom. Beautiful. Okay, so the way these go together, and these probably will end up needing a little bit of trim, but this is our beautiful bottom, and oh, I definitely need to trim that. That's the one that overflowed. But what happens is all these pieces connect into here, and then you put your pods in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim up these, and then I'm going to put everything together, grab a couple of K cups, and you can see what it looks like all finished. Okay guys, I wanted to show you what it looks like assembled. Now I'm going to take this apart because this is not quite dry yet. I could leave it, but I think I want it to harden up a bit more. But you can see here it is from the top, and you can see the K-cups fit in there nicely. This does hold 16. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to get something to put on the bottom so that it will spin. But you can see it here. Because it's flexible, and I will secure this probably with some glue, just so it's nice and sturdy. I could use clear UV resin as well, but I probably will use a glue that dries clear. So there you go. That is the K-cup holder. I'm very, very pleased with this. It'd be beautiful in any kitchen. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and like, and if you'd like to see more videos, I would appreciate if you subscribed, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.